everybody. Adam Savage here, and I'm in the design studio at the Academy Museum with Laura. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm great.
Really nice to meet you. You are an exhibition designer here at the museum. Yes. The first thing I want to know is, what is the difference between an exhibition designer and a curator?
Exhibition designer makes curators' ideas come to life through space.
I see. So the curator brings the
my client.
Philosophical. They're your client. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. So we were going to cover some of the things you've designed over the course of your tenure here, and the first one is the John Waters exhibit.
Yes, it was my first exhibition here.
And you said you didn't have a lot of time. You came in.
I came in at the very end, and there were 9 months left till the opening.
So a whole bunch of work has already happened.
Curatorially, yes, and I had to just conceive and birth this exhibition in 9 months.
Amazing.
And I didn't do it alone. We have a fabulous team. Working all together, but it all starts with a conversation with the curator.
Right.
And watching all the films. I had not heard about John Waters before I started the exhibition. So I had to also...
That's an intense thing to sit and watch his filmography.
I watched all his films and read all his books. Wow. Because I needed to understand who he was.
Yeah.
And because of him, he kind of gave me the blank slate to break all the conventions of what an exhibition is.
Amazing. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, John Waters is a rule breaker.
Yeah, right? A total iconoclast.
And so when you read his books, you understand that he wants to elevate people that are outcasts, right, and tell stories about people that are on the fringes of society. And that was my job. My job was to create an exhibition that would be like nothing that has ever been done before. And it was really fun to do because it was John Waters and his characters.
Yeah. So
the first room when you came in was designed to look like a church because he screened his films in churches.
Oh my gosh, because he just loved pissing people off.
Well,
for whatever reason.
I think it was also at the time where he could do it.
Right.
There were some community congregation spaces, and he was able to do it, but it was a church, and so we started with the most shocking clips of his films in a church setting, surrounded with handmade stained glass windows featuring all the saints from his films.
You had stained glass windows made of all these guys?
Yes,
oh,
and it was incredible to see. They were there, and then on the altar was his films. So that was just the beginning.
That's the
opening.
So I'm curious, when you broke this down into several different rooms, but you come in 9 months before the end and you immerse yourself in John Waters. How does that conversation go with the curators? Did they already think about the rooms, or did you bring that idea in?
They knew that they wanted to do it in order sequence of his films. So each gallery was going to be its own little world. Mm-hmm. So that was then the guideline.
Fair.
So when we go into polyester, for example, and I have this really beautiful catalog where you can see some of the materials that curators were able to find. They went back to the cul-de-sac and knocked on doors and was able
Where
to
he
find.
grew up.
Yes, because after the shoot, they did the yard sale.
Yes.
From the house, and they were able to find some of the key items, like the bar cart and all these other incredible things, like the letter that they wrote to the local community apologizing for being too loud and landing their helicopter on the golf course.
Amazing.
All these incredible things that they had done so much research for, I think, 4 years, looking and going back archives and knocking on people's doors. So when I watch the film, I see it's in the cul-de-sac. I see this incredible photograph that had never been seen before of the film crew on the set, on the outdoors on the day of the shoot.
Yeah.
This is a model of the cul-de-sac. So you come in and you are in the cul-de-sac of Baltimore.
Oh, this is great. Yes.
Just kind of placing people back into on the day of when the film was being
brought
born.
into life.
Yes,
yeah.
With all the materials related to the
film.
Gosh.
You guys must have been able to find some scratch and sniff cards.
We did, yes, and they were a part of the display as well.
I worked in a movie theater that had played polyester as a midnight movie many, many times. And so a few times in my early times there in the mid-'80s, I would find polyester scratch and sniff cards.
Yeah, this is incredible. I've never heard of them before. and it was just imagine immersing yourself in all of this.
It's a lot. That must have been a weird week for you.
It was, but it was incredibly rewarding, and because I was able to work. The beauty of my job is that I not only have access to these incredible things that then I get to show and share with the audience, I have these conversations with the curators that have spent the time
Right.
in understanding the filmmakers, and they have so much knowledge. And it's like actually every exhibition is like a film semester in a film school.
Oh, amazing. Right. You become fully immersed in this canon.
Yes, exactly. So it's like a 9 months immersion in John Waters' world.
And you've got a master's degree in John Waters filmography now.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope so. Let me show you
please.
one more iteration. This is Dirty Shame.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
We had some incredible costumes from the film. And this was the plinth we thought originally we will make for the costumes. And if you pass me that model, you'll see we ended up changing it.
Oh, okay.
So it evolved.
So this is the first model. This is the
first
second
version,
one.
yes. And you can see there's Cecil B. Demented is
right.
here, and also Pecker. And then this is just a very tiny portion of this exhibition. But you can see that it evolves. It starts with one thing. So these models are very scrappy.
Yeah, I love how primitive they are.
Very, very scrappy and fast, because we have to start and see if things work.
And these are like conversational aids for you and the curators.
Exactly.
Figuring out how. Do you ever take a little camera and go in there and look around?
That's what this is
Really?
for.
Oh, wow!
we proposed a peephole for Cecil B. Demented gallery, looking back at a dancing kind of interlude, because John Waters uses a lot of music and dance in his films. So in the middle of the exhibition, there was a place where people were just looking at the montage of these clips and hopefully dancing.
Yeah.
And we were
you made
hoping
a peephole into...
there would be a peephole, because in this movie, it's a parody on Film Crew, and they're actually peeping. There's a lot of peeping.
Amazing.
So we did that also in exhibition.
Did you get to see John Waters see this exhibit?
Yes, at the very end. It was really, really special for him to come. He met the whole team.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time with us. It was really, really wonderful.
That's
amazing.
I can't imagine how special that must have been for him.
I think it was too. I think it was special for us to finally share this with him, and then I think it was really special for him too, of course.
Incredible. I love that you guys spent so much time on such a marvelously weird and important artist.
Yes, and the highlight of the show was a collection of costumes from Hairspray. And they were all going to be seen in one big gallery. And so we recreated miniatures of these costumes.
I love these so much. I came in and I was like, Divine. I just recognized her body immediately.
Well, this one is the gown, the main gown that she comes at the very end.
It's so beautiful.
And we had these really diverse costumes with very different colors.
Yeah.
So in order to pick the right color for the gallery, we decided that we'll go extra mile and do this. We typically see the costumes in photographs only, but because these models and these mannequins were custom printed for this show, the company that made the mannequins sent us the miniatures. So we dressed them.
That's the best.
The little dolls.
Yes.
And then we created these tiny little paper outfits. And I think it's really helpful because you can see what color, and we ended up using yellow because it made all the costumes pop.
Amazing. And this is the only way you could determine that. There's no other two-dimensional.
Yeah, and color is really important because we want, whatever my job is, or exhibition design needs to highlight the original objects. We can do a lot, but we need to kind of be in the background. Like in production design, when done well, it creates the world. But you need to look at the stars of the show.
Well, and I also love within the models and the discussion about the exhibit, the physical objects become super important because most people have a really hard time thinking in 3 dimensions. And I'm really good at it, but most people aren't. And so these are great talking aids for me. Every time my wife and I have done any improvement in the house, I've built a model of the room or the floor so that we're all on the same page. You know?
Exactly. And I think that's really nice conversation point. People feel invited to move things around and look through different angles and comment. And it's also really, really nice nice way of testing ideas.
Right.
Because sometimes you make something and something shifts by accident and you realize it's even better.
Right, right. That's always the most fun.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
I want to move on to...
Let's move on to another exhibition that I want to show that also was very interesting, kind of the next stage. I've done and worked on many exhibitions, but this was special because this was featuring production designers. For the very first time in our academy, museum's history, we were focusing on production design as the main theme, and specifically highlighting Sarah Greenwood and Katie Spencer's work. And they've worked on Barbie and Anna Karenina and Beauty and the Beast. So the curator, Michelle, puts immediately, when she started talking to them, they would be, the two of them would be like, when are we going to meet the design team? Because they're designers.
Yeah.
And you know, exhibition from the curatorial point of view starts with what objects, what original things can we show to show the process.
Right.
And in Sarah and Katie's world, the objects like this is not the process.
It's the space. It's
right. It's like we want to, how do we, and that was the challenge. How do you show through the exhibition the importance production designers and what their role is on a production. So it was really interesting because we actually had the chance to work with them.
That's amazing. I love they show up and just like, we want to talk to the designers.
Exactly. And then but when they understood that our goal was to represent what they do, and we were really invested to do it well, they gave us access to all the process and early concept sketches and all the early ideas, because it's really hard to take Beauty and the Beast, the film of
all of its
really
richness
big
and,
worlds, right? And condense it into a small area.
Yeah.
But when you have them, the original artists in the room, you can ask them questions.
right.
You have a shortcut. But also, you also can say, tell us what was important for this specific moment.
Oh,
because perhaps we have picked the bell jar and the rose, and in that moment in the film, we need to now bring it to LA on this specific moment. What is the essence? What do we need to focus on? So it was really, really incredible to be able to have that connection. With John Waters, I wasn't able to do that, but I had curator who had done the work and the research. In this case, I was working with the filmmakers, which was a very different experience. And because they work with models too, we have a lot of models.
There was a lot of iterations.
There was a lot of models. This model we literally used to communicate during our meetings, but also throughout the exhibition,
individual rooms all got modeled.
They also have models. The first one, Anna Karenina, is a tiny little model. Because in that film, the production, Anna Karenina, it's set in Russia.
Yeah.
But they ended up having to almost stop the film because of budget and some constraints, and the only way they could do it was if they could figure out how to bring Russia to UK. So their concept was, let's all set it in a derelict theater. So it was, if you haven't seen the film, I recommend watching it, because the production designers, essentially together with the director, reconceived the concept and saved the film, because they were able to say, all right, now we pretend, because in theatrical space, you don't need much to create an environment, right? So when you watch the film, you see the sets move.
Oh, it's a little like Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover, or also Vanya on 42nd Street.
Yes, things are moving, and you're literally watching. It's like a theater ballet performance with objects, things, chandeliers drop.
I did not realize this.
And there's a moment when they're ice skating, and it's in the middle of a theater, and then there's the horse rink, and a horse race is happening, all in a theatrical space.
Oh my God, this is like Brechtian.
It's very, very amazing film, and so that's kind of the opening of this, because the two of them have worked for many years and they started in theater. And that is, I think, why they have a lot of in-camera effects, even in Barbie.
Right,
you know, that moment when she transitions from different worlds, space-time.
That was a practical?
Practical effects, those are theater tricks.
I love it. The world needs more theater nerds.
Exactly. But in a way, exhibition actually is kind of like that. We're just walking through the sets.
It's
the
funny.
Moments.
At one point, I got to talk to Francis Coppola on stage and ask him about what's the difference between making a winery and making a film, and he said nothing.
Yes.
He said it's all storytelling, and it's all reveals and prosceniums and frames, and he feels like the same itch is being scratched.
Exactly. I think story is the key
Yep.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, the key
Yeah.
part here was what is the story? We have 3 different films. One is set in 19th century Russia, 16th century France, and Barbie Land. What is the story here?
Exactly.
And I realized the story is the visitor gets to, just like the Barbie, go through different space-time continuum to meet the creators
Oh.
at the very end. Because that was a part of what they really cared about. They wanted to have a blank space at the end where you, as a visitor, come and see recreation of their desks, and you see the mess and the chaos.
That was my favorite part.
Really?
That was my favorite part of the exhibit, because I came through these, and that's where I just like deeply connected
Yes.
with what was going on.
Because that's the kitchen. That's where
Yeah.
everything. That's where the cooking happens. Where tasting and so that was kind of the way it was. You start with the car. You take a photo with the little prop of. You get in on the journey
Yeah.
with Barbie, and you go through all these different spaces and understand how much work and how much iteration needs to happen before something appears on screen.
It's not like it's surprising to me how much you are bringing a whole new layer of story to these stories, but it fills me with joy, right? That is exactly what this museum should be doing.
Yes, I'm really also, I don't even think of my job as a job.
Oh, that's awesome.
I really enjoy doing this because I'm learning about filmmakers, and I get to tell their stories. I really think we need to understand.
So you like things that are a little different every day.
Yes. Yes, I do. By the way, I forgot to tell you.
These are your Post-it notes.
Original Barbie colors.
No, these are from the production?
Yes, and with the recipes, because the production designer said, if you get anything right, you have to get Barbie pink right. And it wasn't an easy journey for us because their colors were not something we've used in the museum before, and all the paints that we use typically need to be approved. So we had to first get the recipe, test it, and then it was the best day when we heard yes, we can.
That it all works.
We can use Barbie pinks in our exhibition, and look, it's exactly the right pinks.
I love this color palette. That's I collect color charts.
You do?
I do. I can't stop. I collect everything. This is my favorite color chart I've seen in a long time.
I know it's really special, and that's why we actually have these colors. When you come into the Barbie world, you see the miniatures of the Barbie land, which is incredible too, on its own. But then you turn a corner, and in this room where you see all the little props Barbie uses, you see these color charts all along the walls of the gallery.
Now this exhibit is still up. It's up.
It's still up, but you can go see it.
It's up till October. Am I right?
Yes.
Amazing. Laura, thank you so much for walking me through. This is such a thrilling dive into your serial education in film. I can't believe you stuck it out till the end. Well, now that you're here, let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have at adamsavage.com, our merch site. We make stuff for makers, and one of the most important tools a maker possesses is, of course, their laptop. That's why this year we are making 2 laptop sleeves, a large and a small, to protect your precious cargo. Like all of our products, they're made of upcycled materials, manufactured in the United States. And on each of these models, we have included a new feature, which is like my new favorite thing in the world, is this pencil holder with a rubber stamp of my name here. This is inspired by the NASA astronauts' name labels on the Apollo astronauts. And there's one on both sizes. Get yours today at adamsavage.com.